Let's try this again. Hold on. All right. Let's see if this is any better. Maybe. We had to move to the kitchen. My wife's computer's junk. Let's see. Yeah, beard. I don't know what's going on. Maybe my boy's using too much computer. Ty, there we go. We should be good now. As long as I stay off the Wi-Fi, we're fine. Now we're in the rest of the house. All the cats running around causing hell. What did they break? I don't know. Sand all over the counter. Mark, yeah, we're going to try it again. So, no, it's gonna be a good season. We got a lot planned. We got the trapping classes coming up. Um, all the youth events. We got convention season coming. Uh, yeah, I'm pretty excited for this. That's gonna be awesome. We had to Montezuma here for class on the 13th. Fur handling class in Wellsburg on the 20th. Man, there's all kinds of stuff going on. 580, nice, bearded, nice. Yeah, my muskrat goal this year is gonna be pretty wild, I think. So, Joe, how we doing? I'm pretty excited for this. Definitely gonna be the hardest push I've ever had, though. So we'll see how it ends up. Like I said, I'm not planning on hitting my goal, but goals are set to be a challenge, and I'm doing as much homework as I can and prep work as I can. I'm actually, believe it or not, the few that have seen my shop, I'm completely redoing it on the inside. I'm reorganizing it, building more shelves, benches, tables, basically revamping the whole thing. Trying to become more efficient in what we're doing because that's the name of the game. That's the name of the game. It's all about efficiency. And if you're going to the FGA, you'll see me and Next Gen, and that's all we're going to talk about is efficiency, speed, and efficiency. How to become, how seconds add up to minutes. It's going to be awesome. Nice, James. I hope you get it, man. There you go, bearded. That's another thing too, bearded. You might want to check out the demo. I don't know what they're doing, but that um, Mike Anderson is doing a demo Saturday night, I believe, and he's the one that caught 1,100 beaver. It's gonna be pretty awesome. I think he's doing mostly coon or mink demo, but he's also caught 5,300 raccoons, and I think it was 800 mink or something in the same year. That's pretty awesome. S&S, how we doing? Jeremy, how we doing, buddy? That is awesome, James. That is awesome. Tell you what, there's nothing better than when we did that rat trip and we're staying in Hoover's camper. That was amazing. That was absolutely amazing. I loved it out there. In the middle of nowhere, peace, quiet. It was awesome. Oh, cool, Jeremy. That's awesome. Hillsman, hey, how we doing? Long time no see. Yeah, I ain't been on here a whole lot. Just been busy. I got a new job at work. Just takes up a lot more time, which is awesome. I get a lot more hours. making more money, which is definitely needed. Uh, but yeah, doing good. Actually, we went out and bought my wife's Escape. Took a crap on us. So we went out and bought a brand new Trailblazer today. So, oh, bearded. So next year, I'm gonna film twice as much, probably 10 times as much, honestly. We're gonna do a lot more filming than we did this year. A lot more. You might not see it all because we are gonna be kind of. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do it yet, but we will be kind of converting to Fur Taker TV, which is um, it's on the internet. You can subscribe to it. It costs $8 a month, so it's not terrible. But with the way YouTube is and a lot of this stuff, I got a feeling I should be shutting most of us down. Fur Taker TV is a private entity that will stay open no matter what. So I'm not sure how I'm going to do it, but I am going to start putting more stuff on there to prepare for when these other social media platforms shut us down. So I would encourage you. Honestly, the muskrat trapping I did last year, most of it was learned from the videos on Fur Taker TV. I learn from DVDs. That's how I learn. That's what I do. Um, that's who made me who I was. Was by sounded like my wife's chickens were freaking out, but Fur Taker TV gave me access to all those DVDs to learn from. Basically, all the ones that I was buying for $30 and $40 when I was younger. It's all on there for $8 a month. So, and that's why I've been watching all last year was to kind of prepare for this. But I'm not sure how I'm going to do it yet. We're still going to have a lot of stuff on YouTube where it's free. But I just know eventually I think it's all getting shut down. I think it's all getting shut down. So I'm not sure how I kind of slowly convert to that versus YouTube. I always have stuff on YouTube while they let me anyway. But I think being on a platform, like I said, $8 a month isn't terrible, but they can't be shut down. It is a huge advantage in the long run. So we'll see what happens. Hunting stuff, furtakertv.com, actually. If you take what you said there and put it all in one and .com, that's what it is. And it is phenomenal stuff. So basically that took the DVDs I learned from before YouTube was a thing. There's a lot of really good stuff on YouTube, but there's also a lot of junk on YouTube, and people have to sort through it. But the people that made DVDs back in the day, that was their living. And I look up to those guys exceptionally a lot. I mean, when you got guys catching 5,000 muskrats in just a few weeks, or the big coyote trappers, those are the real pros in my eyes. I've learned a lot from them. It's how I've kind of built my trapping career was through them. So the amount of video and information on there is just amazing. Bearded, I hope you do. No, they're watching TV upstairs, so I think that's what it is. And I could care less about the chickens, Jeff. Oh, hey, Dan. How we doing, buddy? Joe, go do it, man. Go do it and have fun. Hold on a second. Okay, that's 100% my wife and daughter upstairs watching TV, so we're good. James on there, you can't just jump on there. He's invited a few people on there. myself included and a couple others. It's a private platform, so um, it was an opportunity that I had, and I kind of weighed my options, thought about it, uh, and I decided I am going to put stuff on there. I just don't know what I'm going to do yet. If I'm going to, do a 50-50, or do I do like a weekly update on YouTube and do the daily stuff on there? Do I do the daily stuff on YouTube and just do a longer weekly thing on there? I don't know. I'm not sure yet. Oh, cool, Brent. That's awesome. That is awesome. What kind of cameras did you get? Jeremy, I appreciate it, man. And that's why I'm not going to do away with my YouTube stuff. I'm truly afraid, if you look at last year, the mass, everybody got their monetization taken away. A lot of videos got shut down. And I just view it as a matter of time before, they decide to shut everything down again. And I just want to be able to get videos out there. Uh, and that's why I'm just not sure yet. And I think if I slowly integrate into this, would be a really good thing. But I'm not sure. Got to figure it out. Oh, Jeremy, boy, my Facebook account, you look at it and it is, holy cow. It's ridiculous. But actually, YouTube's not as bad as Facebook, to be honest with you, in my opinion. I get plenty on both, plenty of hate, but Brent, so in my opinion, the GoPros are going to be your best bet. Go out and have fun, man. If you got a GoPro 8 or better or newer, they have that stabilization feature. Go out and have fun. Film some adventures with your grandson, and at the very least, you have that to look back on. And don't say this and take this in a negative way, but years down the road when you're gone, your grandson will be able to look at that and remember his times with you. And that's what it's about, I actually went through here 2 weeks ago and looked at one of my videos from when I first started off, and I'm like, wow, it's just crazy how long ago that was. So please film, please go out and have fun with him. That's memories he's going to make for life, and neither one of you will regret it. The camera may give you fits, but if you have Facebook, message me. I'm happy to help you out figuring out how to work those suckers. Oh, the 7 has the motion stabilizer? I thought it was 8 or newer. I thought it was only 8 or newer, Dan. Boy, them watching that upstairs just sounds like chickens squawking. So let me ask you guys, what's your opinion? What should I do with this? With me starting to get into the Fur Taker TV side versus the public platform? What's y'all's opinion? Okay, James, Dan. Okay, I thought it was 8 or newer. I apologize then. I know some of them don't have it, and I thought it started with the 8, but maybe it started with the 7. Yeah, the battery life is probably the worst part on the GoPros. Especially getting any cold water at all. Look out. That cold weather just zaps some suckers. Which is something we're going to have to figure out on the march this year when we head up there. Which I am just pumped for. Yeah, Jeremy, and I hate thinking that people would have to charge to watch. But at the same time, it opens them up to, I think they've got 100 recorded DVDs on there from what I would call real professionals, guys that have made a living off of it. It's not just like, it's just, you're going to see me for $8 a month. You have access to what I would call the real pros. So Okay, yeah, absolutely. Mixed bag. Yeah, next gen, he knows his stuff, man. That kid is on fire. It was amazing. Yeah, Beard, and that's my plan, Bearded. Um, I'm not gonna just hey jump and ship to there. Um, I just I want people to understand what it is because if they do shut this down, all trapping down, we're gonna have nothing. So I'm just kind of in a tough spot. Oh, the newer ones do, James? What year and better? Right. Okay. The 10. Okay, James, that's new. I didn't know that. See, Mark, and that's what all I've used. Pretty much the last 2 years of filming has all been the Hero 8 Black. Is what I've been using for GoPros. I didn't even know they had a white, to be honest with you. Otter, I can. Oh shoot. Yeah, we'll see what I end up doing. I'm not sure. Exactly, Hillsman. Exactly. Those memories you make, it's you can't replace them. Yeah, I love the Hero 8. Um, I might look into something newer this year, especially if there's better battery life. Because if we do get on this marsh, if it develops like I'm thinking, we're actually gonna set a tripod up on the marsh uh, and film me rat trapping, where it's basically I'm not even talking. It's just kind of like you're on the boat, listening to conversation and watching us. So, oh really, Critter Getter? Man, I can't stand my phone. I will never film on my phone anymore. Oh really? The white's not, huh? Yep, bearded. I still have two or three VHS tapes myself. One of them was haven't seen it in 15 years, but I know I still own it somewhere. Chicken, what are you doing? My boy's cat's named Chicken. James, this sucks for Iowa, man. We are miserable right now. Uh, I don't do well with this. I hate it. I work a -10, so I would much rather be just sleeping at work right now. This is terrible. Yeah, Critter, it's just a different process, is all it is. Um, I'm sure you'd figure it out, but which, I've got an Android for a phone, so I don't have all the cool stuff to edit necessarily on my phone that, an Apple guy would. Nice, bearded. Otter, I've been swamped too, man. I got a new job at work, pays better. I want to say better hours, but it's really not. Now I don't have any days off during the week when no one's home to work on stuff I want to. So now it's just full of honeydews on the weekends. Really not sure how I feel about that. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Bearded, you're probably not much different than us. I think we saw mid 90s today, and you step outside and you can't breathe. Oh, yeah, James. Yeah, our humidity is terrible. Absolutely terrible. It's just ridiculous here. But that is what it is. I actually told my wife tonight, I said, we need a summer home in northern Canada and then come back here for winter. If I never saw a temperature above 55 degrees the rest of my life, I'd be okay with that. 100% okay with that. But my wife, if she never saw a temperature under 70 degrees, she would be okay with that. So thanks, Mark. Nope, we just spent some money and bought her new Trailblazer tonight, so that was nice and cheap. Jeff, I don't think we have anything up here. I'd have to look. We've had a lot of rain, which is really crazy this time of year. So, Dawn, probably not. The way it's looking, my roofing days might be over. With me not having a day off during the week to actually do something and get anything done, probably not going to happen. Wife keeps me pretty busy on the weekends. As long as she doesn't turn into her mother, I'll tolerate it. But we'll see. Definitely don't bring that up to her. Holy cow. Learn that one. Fargo? Okay, okay. I know where that's at. Yeah, Hillsman, and that's part of my problem. So where I've worked, we worked at a grocery store supply, basically. Um, from when I was 18 to 27, when I worked nights, I would lift every single night between 30 and 60,000 pounds of weight in 8 hours. Um, that was my job, and it wore down my back. It hurts, but I was also roofing during the day. And as I got older, I decided, which I still do some roofs, but as I got more seniority at work, I don't have to do the orders anymore. But it still hurt. It still hurts. And roofs now for me, I'm 260 pounds. I'm not a small fella. Uh, we did a couple last year, late, really late, last minute, and it's just we did it last year because my hours were cut, things were getting tight, tight for a lot of middle class Americans, and I did it just to get by. Now with me having a better job, a little more pay, a little easier, if I don't have to, I'm probably not. I really don't. I just, unless I absolutely have to for some reason, I'm not. Yeah, Hillsman, I'm not a lean guy or a young guy anymore. I just, and if something comes up that's small and easy, um, sorry, I took that wrong, but uh, I'd probably still do it. But Anthony, how we doing? Bearded? No, you lost a lot of weight last time I saw you, buddy. I got a lot of weight to lose if I'm gonna do my plans this year. Hillsman, yeah. No, it's just tough, man. That type of stuff. I think what killed me more than anything was, working a -10 during the day and then roofing. I'd wait for a good day where it's only 85. And it's just, man, I struggled. Got sick a lot, bouncing back and forth. It was just terrible. But big plans for next year. I've got the highest numbers in the shortest amount of time I've ever attempted. Oh, bearded. That's my problem. I'd love to do it, and I would have a good start on something like that. But then all of a sudden, my wife, I come home and she's like, "Oh, hey, I made this and this and this, or we're going out to eat with, your family, this and this." And it's like, oh no. I do great until we hit Chinese, and it's like, oh, 6,000 calories in a meal, great. Anthony, I actually do take a lot of multivitamins for season, a lot of vitamin C, multivitamin, stuff like that. James, when you're on the road all the time, man, I don't know how our truckers do it. That's ridiculous. I couldn't do it. If I wasn't as active as I was or am, which I still am, I would be every bit of 400 pounds the way I eat. But I'm still pretty active for my size. Very hot where you work too. Yeah, yeah. I struggle with it. Yeah, yeah. I can't just sit still. Drives me crazy. Like when we have family time in the evenings, which is good to have, but man, I can't sit there and watch two movies in a row with all like I got stuff to do. I got stuff to work on. Yeah, critter, and that's why we're different, man. Uh, I am sleeveless until we hit probably 50 degrees, 55. But you'll never ever see me with more than a hoodie on, regardless of how cold it is. You could be -10. I've got a hoodie on. I'm golden. Matter of fact, in -10 the other day, I drove my forklift for about 30 minutes and just cut off, uh, just because I could. Yeah, bearded, right? I feel like I can run the road ditches with the best of them at 260. Yeah, Anthony, I get it. I'm excited, fellas. I have markets that I have a certain time to hit that I have to this year. So by doing so, I have to push harder than I have in the past. Um, Stupid kids, but hey, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of work, and it's gonna be hell. I know it's gonna be hell. Um, and so this is interesting. I don't know if I told you guys this before. So from pre-staking last year, which was like October 20th to December 12th, I think it was. I lost 22 pounds. Um, Pretty good for being a month and a half. So nice, Anthony. But hopefully they're gonna be a little better shape this year because, like I said, we got a lot of plans. We're gonna hit the muskrats extremely hard, and then come home and hit raccoons harder than I've ever hit them before. So we'll see what happens with that. Big, big plans though. Big plans. Just excited for it. I know it's gonna hurt. I know I'm gonna hate it, but still, trapping's a very vital part of my income. So, Joe, are you in Iowa? I don't know where you're from. Oh yeah. So I actually was at one time a licensed ADC trapper here in Iowa. What I will tell you with that book you study a lot of stuff that's not for bears. The test has a lot of gestation stuff with rabbits and squirrels and bats. There's a lot of questions on bats that might not be in your book. There's a lot of stuff in there that's not quite in the book, but gestation, litter size, and time frame, and when they're born is a lot of the questions. Just so you know, um, I actually I got into it several years ago. I quit now for two reasons. One, you work all day and you come home, sit down for dinner, or get ready to watch TV, hang out with family, and you get that call because a possum dropped, into their recessed basement window, and all of a sudden you got to go. It's an emergency call. And two, a lot of people think it's a public service. Not a lot of people want to pay. They think that just the government should you work for the government and it's a free service. So, two reasons why I got out of it. One, you're always on call, never know when you're gonna have to leave, and my wife too. She was not happy with that, which I don't blame her because I'd have to leave all the time. And two, everyone thought you were a free service, and I ain't doing that. Ty, I doubt I do. I highly doubt I achieve them because they are going to be so extreme. But one of them I have to hit, so we'll see. But yeah, that's why I got out of it. I mean, it wasn't for me. Yeah, Ty, exactly. Um, you're no different than a plumber or an electrician or anything else. They pay you for your skill. When they think they should only pay you for just the time, if that makes sense. Um, it's just too much. And that's the thing, Joe. I 100% get it, and I hope you do. I hope you pass the test. Like I said, the test a lot of gestational stuff. Um, Other than that, the average trapper, one of the questions on there: do you trap a muskrat with a 110 or a 330? You know, if you're an average trapper, you know what you're doing. But the gestational stuff was the big one for me. Uh, but then you had a lot of people that, you know, hey, I've got a raccoon in my attic. I need it taken care of. You show up and all right, that's going to be $250 to get that raccoon out of your attic. Oh, I thought you were free, or I thought it'd be like $20. Well, no, I just drove 40 miles to do this and set traps, and you got to pay for what you're worth, man. And that's the thing. Uh, if they don't think you're worth it, then let them replace all the insulation drywall in their attic. No, there you go. Backwater Enterprises, Bruce Rhodes there. He knows what I'm talking about. He's one of the big ADC guys. Just a little ways away from me. And yeah, and he's probably right too, Joe. Winter's probably pretty slow. Spring is extremely busy for a lot of those guys with groundhogs and offspring, raccoon pups and attics in walls, stuff like that. Those are kind of your busier time frames. Right, James, and that's there's some people that are, but that's one of the reasons I got out of it. Having a family, always on call, always needed. No one wants to pay. I just bailed out. Just wasn't worth it to me. Just wasn't worth it to me. Man, it's 11:15 already. Those ADC guys, you have to. You're paying for a service, like I said, just like a ADC, like a electrician, a plumber, a carpenter, any mechanic, any of those things. And at least from my experience, a lot of those people did not want to pay. Um, or, like I had a full time job during the day. I got a big problem now. I need you here. Well, I got to be at work for another 5 hours. Sorry. So we don't have bounty jobs here, Dan. There's some counties in Iowa that have beaver bounty, but not here. Nice, James. I bet, Joe. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about then. Bill, how we doing, sir? Long time no see, buddy. Joe, it's a different world, man. It is a different world. Right. Bill just woke up. Heck, I'm just about ready to go to bed. Yeah, it can be fun, Jason, but normally it's just work. A lot of work. Especially this time of year, it's terrible. Yeah, Bearded, see down there. I mean, you have like ranches, if you will. I mean, I know they don't call them ranches, but big landowners with clubs and stuff on them. That's a big thing. We just here it's more of a residential thing for us. It's all raccoon in my attic, groundhog under the shed, that type of stuff. Dawn, I did a couple bat exclusions, but again, people thought, oh, that's a free thing. You should be free, and it's not. Ty Brooks, how we doing, buddy? You go up on a second story ladder, and you're up there walking around on the roof for under the overhang, finding those greasy trails going into the attic. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. You can spend, you know, 4 to 6 hours on that ladder pretty easily. Yeah, Dan, that don't work, especially where you're at. Chicken, get down. Yeah, and that's the thing. You almost couldn't. I mean, even here in Iowa, like you couldn't for beaver work. You couldn't guarantee it because you could have a whole new colony move in the next year. You get a couple adults in there. Next thing you know, you have a full established colony in 2 years. I suppose Phillips probably should shut her down. Pretty soon, I'm gonna share with you my goals this year. Uh, it's gonna be wild, to say the least. Very wild. Like I said, I give myself maybe a 10% chance to hit it, maybe at best. Rock chucks, yeah, James, exactly. Oh, I believe it, Brent. I believe that. Yeah, Bearded. I'll see you in a few weeks up at the FTA. That FTA is gonna be a blast. Uh, I've got two demos actually back to back. One with Coon Creek Outdoors. Um, he's probably as far as a trapper that has to get onto private property to trap, probably the best coon trapper I know. Um, because yeah, that's just insane. The numbers he gets with permission and everything else. And then after that, me and Next Gen will be doing a demo on efficiency and production raccoon trapping, which will be fun. Looking forward to that. All right, Joe, no problem, buddy. If you have Facebook, man, reach out to me on Iowa Trapper. I'm happy to help you out with anything on that test too, because there's a few questions on there that kind of throw you for a curveball if you're not ready. Oh, Mark, that would be great. That would be great. So, all right, y'all take care. We might do a live here again before the FTA up in Spencer, Iowa, in 3.5 weeks. That's probably 4 weeks from today, actually. 4 weeks from this weekend. So, all right, guys, y'all take care, and we'll catch you on the next one. So, take care, guys.